So hello everybody, it's Van Berman here, of course. If you're watching this back, then I have tested the live stream, which may or may not work well, and yeah, and that's about it. So most of this is really just to see if it's viable, and I guess the nice thing about streaming off of the Steam Deck is that I don't necessarily really have to worry too much about like the graphical performance and all the rest of it. So it's fairly light work for the laptop as well, because all that has to do is thingy. Oh, Bob. Hi, Dave. How's it going? There is a fair amount of delay as well on here, but live, yes. It's more of a test to see, more of a test to see if it's any good, and so I'm watching it along, which is quite bizarre, but yeah, and we get all the Steam stats as well, all the Steam Deck stats, which is interesting. I should probably plug it in at some point, but I don't think the stream's going to last that long, so I'm not too fussed. And we'll see how well or not well I'm getting on in the world of Pels. So we have Pels, which is good. It's always nice to have a Pel. So I have this Pel, which is pretty cool. Although I can't ride him or do anything like that as of yet, so you might as well come back. I got this Pel, and it loves to just chop the wood. Although we'll bring him back as well. I got Vulpix. Well, it's not called Vulpix, is it? Fox Parks or whatever. I don't really understand why my resolution's off. I think it might be because it's trying to do 800p, which is interesting. Oh no, it's doing 720p. I am so confused. Okay, well that's something I need to sort out, although it's not the biggest issue in the world, is it? Realistically. How are things with you, Dave? Are they very good? Are they not good? I actually have a question to ask you. Not suitable for a live stream. That makes it sound really bad, though. Yeah, more like a Discord type of question. I will say, though, it does pertain to your potential availability in May, April, end of April, start of May. Yeah, that's all I'll say for now. How has this not been done for Pokemon infringement? Well, I mean, but it just depends, doesn't it? Like, these are clearly not Pokeballs. They're PAL spheres, so so that's like a key differentiation, right? Like they're more like Digimon, really. Yeah, I don't really know. I think like the idea of having like creatures in a container is not necessarily a unique unique concept, or at least I don't feel like it should be. And it does stuff that you can't do in the Pokemon games. I can't fly around on my bird in the Pokemon games. I tried to play the latest one, and it seems like you can use them as like a motorcycle. I mean, Pokemon's really lost its way, hasn't it? Let's be honest. I think if they were being serious, they should they need to go back and like not necessarily do a remake, but like have a re-go with the first 151 in some capacity. Or maybe you do like I don't know what it would be, like 180, I guess, so you have all the, obviously they've got extra evolutions and stuff now, but you base it around the first 150 and maybe the expanded ones, like the Pika instead of the Pikachu or whatever it is, and have them in it. do it that way and have it a bit more open world. I mean, the thing that I'm not too keen on in this game is, for one, there's a little bit of a lack of direction, which some people really like, and I guess that draws the comparisons with like Ark, for example, which I've not played really since it came out, and I didn't realise it was nearly night time. But yeah, it's just like the stuff about having like the day-night cycle seems like a little bit much. Like I have to go back to my base and sleep now, which is fine, because I should probably pick up some berries as well or something while I'm there. But that just seems a bit like nonsensical, I suppose. What was the thing I was going to say? Yeah, the thing that I find most jarring about this game is not that it is similar to Pokemon, is that it is similar to like Zelda, like Breath of the Wild, or those kind of games. Just like the music and the font and the colours, particularly with the like the ambience, I guess, that they're going for. So I'm gonna sleep, I think, and then I don't have to open the door. I can just sleep. Oh, okay. Let's see what you said. I didn't really see this. Because the chat's a bit cut off for me on my computer screen. I think the video's fine. I'm going to stop playing it now. Well, I'm good. Life's just been plodding along. Not much has been happening I can think of. Most exciting thing is our house had new roof fitted. That's been great. Now broke though. See, I didn't read that comment quite right the first time. Yes, I can imagine. Quite broke. New roofs are no joke. Even repairs to roofs with like a couple of tiles and stuff are no joke either. But getting your roof sorted is no small feat, I must say. No small feat in terms of cost, I suppose, unless you did it yourself, which I'd be even more impressed about. See, look, this gate is clearly like open because it's given me the option to close it. Yet I may also climb. I don't know why I'm even going to the gate anyway. I need to fast travel. Yeah, hopefully the roof doesn't go broke. That would be even worse. Stop saying start talking. But I don't know. So I can't comment on. Oh yeah, what's the next thing? Sorry, I'm gonna say I can't comment on the fact that it's got Genshin vibes because I haven't played Genshin Impact. So, but I guess I can possibly see what you mean by the art style-y stuff. I need to make sure I don't go too far up because this bridge is actually pretty cool though, so we can go there and have a look. It's an invisible door, so you can see through. Oh my goodness! I walk in here and I get attacked straight away by these wolves. Get 'em, Pidgeotto, or wherever you. Wow. Now the bird is really enthusiastic with his like whirlwind rush attack, and I think he might be dead. But the good thing is you can just recall them from anywhere at any time. So I'm just throwing him back down the chasm. Oh no! Oh gosh. One thing I will say is like the bits, the like bugs and stuff are generally quite funny rather than like groundbreaking, which I have a lot more sympathy for when that happens than not. So yeah, there you go. I would love an OG remake of Pokemon. I like the idea of added evolutions. Yeah, I think it's a way to expand it out, and I feel like do just like a decent job, like retell. Because I know obviously blue and red and I guess it was green as well. They were sort of more telling the story of the anime, and I don't see why you just couldn't do that. Like, all as millennials are of an age now where we will buy that kind of game, and probably enjoy it. Well, hopefully. No, I don't mind for all. I'll have to come back and do that another time. Trying to find different pals that I haven't caught yet to enslave. I mean, befriend in my sphere. But I think like that kind of thing would work, actually, like a proper redo of the original that, you know, is perhaps maybe a little bit more open world, but like actually do all the animations, you know, make all the models properly, which is something that they just haven't done. I actually quite enjoyed Sword and Shield, which is the last one I've properly played. But they do feel really, for good reason, but they do feel really childish. Whereas you don't, that doesn't have to be the case. But while we're talking about things I would like, I'd also like a new live-action Teenage Ninja Turtle film. But yeah, that doesn't seem possible. So this bridge is the bridge of the two knights, and you can see they've got like big fancy lances on, and their horses are reared up. It took me a little bit of a while to work out exactly where like all of the anatomy is on this particular bridge, but once again, it's a cool concept, but it really does remind me of like Zelda. Not that Zelda have got a free what's the word I'm looking for? Like they don't own broken bridges with moss and you know, and a huge statue over it, but and then a big like chasm. But it's clearly heavily inspired by that kind of game, and maybe the Genshin Impact stuff as well. Yeah. So I don't know where I'm going, but I can show you some of the. So we've got a PAL deck, which is a little bit like a Pokédex, but you can see the various different PALs. I don't. Some people reckon there's like some crossover with Pokemon, but I feel like if you're making a cat, they're gonna look a bit like a cat, I suppose. I don't really know what that looks like. That looks a bit like Dragonite, to be fair, just with a flower. This thing is really weird. It's like Sylvester the cat crossed with a bat, or cosplaying as a vampire. So yeah, some designs are quite interesting. Other designs are a little bit boring, I guess. Straightforward. That guy's pretty cool, although apparently looks a bit like Electabuzz. But I wouldn't really say that. More like a Raichu cross with Electabuzz. But there you have it. I turned the graphics down. We've got like a low medium setting going on. I wanted to try and get at least 30 if I can, which I presume is what YouTube is producing. Can't even tell what level that guy is because it's so small on my screen through my tiny viewfinder. Give him a, oh wow, okay, they're a bit stronger than I maybe had imagined. Go get him, Pidgeotto. Ooh, took away all my shield. Oh my goodness. I do like the crossbow, but if you interrupt the reload animation at all, then you get punished. I think I have to run away, you know. Oh no. Come on, don't let me die. Oh no. Come on, hurry up. Right. Let's go. Fly. That is the nice part about the game is if you need to make a tactical retreat, there seems to, for the most part, be an option to do that. Oh, nice, a little thingy effigy, which is great. Have you heard of the Pokemon game that has Fusion Evolution? It's fan-made and has thousands of Pokemon with unique sprites designed for each one. I had seen that there was a website where you can put it in and they'll effectively sort of like do the two Pokemon and they'll meld them together as like a bit of a fun thing. But I didn't realise that there had been a fan-made game. I think on the channel I played the like nuclear reactor. Well, I don't know what it's called now. Pokemon Uranium, I think it's called. That's my best guess of what I remember it being called. And that was pretty interesting, and clearly someone had put a lot of hard work into it. Try downloading it on my phone. Yeah, okay. So it sounds like it's a very similar project. And some people have done some, as you probably will know, some people have done some really interesting stuff with that. So, yeah, sounds. Maybe they were involved in the creation of Palworld then. I'm not saying that they are, but no. I imagine that's been out for a while. I really enjoyed the. This is as a very big aside, but I really enjoyed the fusion aspect in Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, and obviously in other games and other games of that ilk. That's not the only game to have done it, but that's where I first was introduced to it. So it's quite a cool concept. Oh, wasn't it also in Jade Cocoon? Is that right? It was. Yes, you can do that in Jade Cocoon as well. So. The blast from the past, Jade Cocoon. Gosh. So I don't think I can go into that area. I feel as though those guys are a little bit too strong for me, which is quite ironic because I have no problem heading down to this area where everything is too weak and beating the crap out of them. So there's this little Volty hedgehog thing, which is a cross between a hedgehog and Pikachu. Everything that's electric has to be Pikachu. That's the thing. So in order to, some of them will, well, a lot of them will just run away from you unless they're particularly aggressive. Ooh, okay. Gosh, I've got to give it more damage. 85% chance. That shouldn't be too difficult then, should it? There we go. See, I didn't have one of them before. So the game sort of incentivizes you to catch many of the same kind of PAL, which is sort of like a bit like an Arceus style approach. Or who are these guys? Oh, baddies. Yeah. Lucifer's cool. Yes, it was. It was called. I think in America it was called Nocturne. I think I called it that because that's what it was called on the Steam page. Could be wrong. But yes, it is Lucifer's Call, and obviously very, very cool that they had Dante from Devil May Cry in the game as well. Although I never actually got to recruit him. It was just beyond me. I did struggle quite a bit with particularly one of the skeleton guys when I played it as a kid. I've played it since then and did manage to complete it, but didn't get round to getting Dante because I couldn't get a strong enough party together. But it is one of those I'd really like to have another go at some point, along with all the other 50 games I'd also like to have a go at, and maybe replaying one is not the best. So this guy here, he's like a dark, like raven bird thing. Incredible. Like honestly, he like that like thunderstorm attack does loads of damage, and this guy's limited by my level. So I'm level 17. I caught him at level 25. Is it him or is it her? Don't know. I caught it at level 25, and therefore it's limited basically to that particular. That's just going to destroy it. So it's limited to my level. So as I, gosh, just how they roll, just how it rolls down the hill. Oh gosh, look at the hedgehog go. Look at it go. Still going. Well, that's enough out of you. Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah, he's pretty good. Or she, I don't know. See, wouldn't you rather have got in the PAL sphere now? You stupid Volty hedgehog thing. We've got this big, like, I don't know what it is. Something. Mama kill type baddie. It is actually pretty good, but I yeah, I'm not going to be able to catch him, unfortunately. Level 35. Even that, that's going to be a little bit beyond me. But luckily, he's killing the Syndicate thugs, so I'm not going to complain too much. Let's get out my flower dragon. Oh, good job. So next level, I think I can get a saddle for my flower dragon. I can ride it into battle. But yeah, these thugs are not particularly high level. Not managed to get an actual gun as of yet. We're still on the crossbow. And the game really does focus around you leveling up to then unlock new technology. That's sort of like how it keeps you in line, so to speak. 2 levels until I can get the saddle. But I did recently unlock the rocket launcher for the penguin creatures, which like is really cool because you get a rocket launcher, right? But the problem is that the the ammo is quite limited, and by the ammo being quite limited, I mean that you literally stuff the penguin into the rocket launcher, and it does a lot of damage. Do not get me wrong. No, I think it did like 3,000 damage, so that's great for this game. But then it knocks out your pal. I think it knocks them out anyway. Hopefully it doesn't kill them. But you get the point. These things are really aggressive. These llama things. When you antagonize them, they've got like a stampede attack and a whirlwind attack. So you have to be careful with some of the pals. Because as you say, Dave, they do not want to be pals. But yeah, I'm sort of a little bit in that bit, you know, sometimes you get it in games where you're too powerful for one particular area and then not quite powerful enough for another one. So finding the enemies that are in the teens in terms of levels is becoming quite tough. I mean, we're finding level 5, 6s. I guess the dire wolves are 9, but when you're level 17, it's gonna take a while. But like I say, the game wants you to catch multiple pals, so I think that's probably the tact I've got to go down, just to capture a lot of the ones that I like, or maybe, I don't know. Alright, how many percentage chance have we got? 17. Seems a bit low, but we'll give it a go. Oh, okay. I was thinking that wasn't going to work. Yeah, that was like 300 experience, which is not to be sniffed at. Bang. And you can kill them, but you don't get much experience for them. And these fluffy things. So yeah, for some reason, these little fluffy fluff balls are quite aggressive and will just attack you if you get too close. But I feel like I've been enjoying playing Palworld so far. Trying to put a few hours in where I can with this. Oh, do I have these? I don't know what these are. Little bunny things. Oh, they're the ducks, aren't they? Yes, I have one of them. Well, at least one. Can I catch you? Gotta catch 'em all, Palworld. Yeah. What does this say? So does this game have a purpose, or is it just an open world survival game with gimmicks but no end game story? So there seems to be a little bit of a story. There's like the evil bad guys, as you saw with the guns. I think they're called the Syndicate. They own some towers or something, and there's bosses in the towers that you have to beat. But in terms of a more broad or grand story, I don't think there is. The purpose might literally be to catch them all, but without saying that. And yeah, I'm gonna just have to say that I don't really know enough about it. I just know that they're like the gameplay loop is to build your base, survive. For what the survival mechanics are worth, I'm not too sure. It's more, you know, like in The Sims where you're like babysitting meters. I know obviously all survival games come down to that, but there's not really like that much challenge. I don't mean challenge, but like survival challenges. It's a survival game in the same way that Zelda Breath of the Wild is a survival game, and it's just a way, in effect, to slow down your progression. So, you need to get like armor that keeps you cool or armor that keeps you warm. So it's more just like tying you into resource gathering than it is like survival, if that makes sense. And maybe that's just how all survival games are. But the point is, I'm just trying to say it's more tedium and like automation of your pals, which is pretty cool because like you get your base attacked, and at some point you can unlock like minigun turrets and things like that, and you can be really cruel to the pals if you want. Although you get told off for that. So I'm not usually very cruel. I make sure they have food and a place to sleep, and they've even got a fireplace in their little base. So that's how nice I am as a pal master. And there may be other stuff that I have missed about the game world and its story, but it's literally the same like premise as Ark. You wake up on a beach, and good luck, survive. Here's like a basic tutorial of how to get your base set up, and you end it by fighting the first boss and the first an egg. Very nice. Of course, there's pal eggs, which is a bit on the nose as well. By facing your first boss, which is in this tower, wherever it is that was on the horizon. That's the one that's got the Pikachu, Electabuzz. Oh, here it is. Boss. With obviously a laughable amount of hit points and all the rest of it. So, yeah. That's it, basically. I can't really tell you anything more. Unless I discover. So there are like some little settlements as well, which again, very much like Breath of the Wild, in terms of like there are some people you go and talk to. There's merchants you can go and merchant with, barter with, sorry. And there's a sort of vague like law system, I suppose, as well. And yeah. Get bigger base, build big farm, build factory, whatever it is, and collect all the pals. I think seems to be, and defeat all the syndicate towers. That's the main crux of it. So you have to enjoy, probably really enjoy the survival aspect or aspects in the video game. But I've at least found it interesting enough so far with trying to catch the different pals and also unlocking their special abilities. In fact, I'll show you the penguin special ability because he should be all healed up by now. Where are you, Mr. Penguin? There you are. Maybe this is why you're meant to catch like multiple ones of them. Alright, so let's get Mr. Penguin out. Because I have his special ability. So there we go. What's it called? I don't know. Oh, the cannon. Yeah, come on then. Let's go. So you pull a bazooka out of your something or other, and then you can fire the penguin cannon. I think he's excited. Bang! Look at that. Loads of damage. But then obviously your penguin can't fight anymore. I wonder if I might be able to catch some stronger pals if I use my sacrifice. Sorry, my penguin, because that's like a good chunk of change in there. And I'm sure there are other ridiculous what they called pal abilities. So the one that you get for the fox is you get like a flamethrower. So you hold him or her, you hold your pal, and you can use a flamethrower attack, which is pretty cool if you want to start some fires. Although I'd rather not do that in my own base. Obviously the birds and things you can ride. There's this one here which has like more of a passive ability, so you have gliders in the game, much like you do in Breath of the Wild. But for this particular pal, they will like spawn in, and you can use them as a glider instead, and you get a bit more time in the air, and it's a bit quicker, and all the rest of it. I do love a grindy survival game, so it'd be right up my street. Look, maybe Palworld is the next game for you, Dave. You can play multiplayer, which sounds like it might be interesting to say. I'm not really sure how that works. I haven't given the multiplayer a go at all, so I don't know how it would work having like 4 or 5 different people's pals all in the same area, because even me, who has a fairly, I'd say like early game base, I have 10 pals out at any one time, doing all sorts of various things like mining and cooking berries and I don't know, whatever other stuff they do for fun. Chopping wood, moving resources, loads of stone, loads of wood, and apparently you can get them to make medicine. I'm not really sure what you use medicine for though, because if your pal gets injured, you can just put them back in the box and then eventually they become uninjured. So I'm not sure if that's a bug or something that they need to work on, but then that would make things a bit more grindy as well. There's also no good way to do item management. I don't even know what half the stuff in these boxes do, and the ones that I do know about. Like, I'd much like an easier way just to, like, say, okay, here's this, separate it into a storage system. Like, it just feels like it's too much busy work, and the game could have just taken that burden off you. Don't know if that's just me being a wimp about it all, but that's how I feel. Let me see if I've got enough effigies to do an upgrade. So you can upgrade pals, you can combine pals as well, I believe, to make stronger versions of a pal. So if you have like 4 of the electric hedgehogs, you can combine them together to make a, like just stats wise, a better hedgehog. But I don't have the item to do that yet. I decided to get the egg incubator instead. So what did I get this time? I got a grintail, grintail? Yeah, which I already have. But I did get a new egg, didn't I? I'll mirror it out. Where is it? There we go, a large green egg. 1 hour. Well, we'll have to. We won't see that today. So like the ones that are the different pals come out at night, unsurprisingly, I suppose, and they will work through the night, whereas your day pals will need a bed to sleep in. Actually, they all need beds technically, but the night ones won't actually go to bed. They will just carry on doing stuff. It's worth also saying as well that you can burn down your entire base if you build it out of wood. So you have to be very careful, particularly with your fire pals, if you have them. I think that is roughly about it for my experience in Palworld. I've played a good amount of it on the Steam Deck, and if you're willing to sacrifice now pretty low graphics settings, which is not anything new for the Steam Deck, then it is actually pretty good. I found it to be a pretty good experience. Mainly because I can't really like play it for all that long, I suppose. Like an hour and a half a session is more than plenty. I know some people have been binging it and whatnot, but it's just not really how I sort of tend to play these games. Even when I was playing like Valheim a few years ago, which I really enjoyed, I did struggle if I was playing 2 or 3 hours of that. I quite like to give these games a little bit of breathing space, and I guess chance for me to think about what I'm doing next, or if there's something I want to go and do, especially in my base. But I just tend to make stuff very utilitarian rather than nice looking. So I've gone for a whole 2 days, day-night cycle, and my house is literally just bed in box. So there you go. It's been nice to have you on the chat though again, Dave. I need to get. Yeah, that's right. So I've not done any sort of like optimization or anything. I think at some point I've seen on the trailer and things you can get like conveyor belts, so you can get your pals producing in a certain way. I've not made my base very ergonomic at all, so a fair bit in intricacy. Hangman Alley was now look, Dave. That was a great base because it was so small, but it had everything and built it up in layers, and that's probably one of the best bases I've built. To be fair, given its limitations and how many people are in there, and the fact that it's like right in the middle of the downtown Boston area. Oh, I do miss that survival mode playthrough. That was one of the better things that I've done on the channel for sure. It's particularly in terms of gameplay wise, and yeah, that is very vivid in my memory still. So I think that's quite testament to how good that was. Just a shame I had those few bugs and stuff as I was going through, where I had to use the console command to get unstuck out of the floor. Stuff like that was really annoying. But it's a Bethesda game, so I probably wouldn't have wanted to try a survival mode before that point, but sometimes you have to have a reason to go back, I suppose, into a game. But no, and obviously we went through a lot of that together as well, so probably quite vivid in your memory as well, Dave. There is quite a bit of delay on the stream, which isn't a problem, but just so you're aware. If I end up carrying on my sentences, that'll probably be why, unabated. I am though going to end it there for today, and I think it's actually been fairly successful. I'm getting quite tired though, to be fair, quite late. But thanks for popping in, Dave. I appreciate it. It's been a while since we've had the chance to do this. Can't say when I'll have a chance to do it again, but I thought it might be interesting to. Because we were just going to do. I was originally just going to do like a gameplay video of me talking about Palworld, how I'm getting on with it, all the rest of it. But I thought we'll see if I can stream from the hotel, really. And it seems to have worked for the most part. So I will. I don't have Discord downloaded anywhere, but I will send you a message on Discord, and as to my covert message, and we'll see how it goes. But no, thanks for dropping by. Have a good evening as well. Hopefully your roof stays on. I'm sure it will. And yeah, I need to think about what my next video is going to be. Right, thanks for watching. In a bit.